all their job is to do is just changing the locks. They're just paid by that company.
No, 5 more minutes. They're dropping.
Yeah, it's just a locksmith.
All right, then they get you some stuff, girl.
Hello there. It's time.
The caption says, "Sheriff's at my door, eviction."
Remove everybody out of the house. Hello there. It's time. We need to remove everybody out of the house and let them come change the locks.
With me having a mortgage on this, I talked to my company today, my mortgage company today, and I need to get my stuff out of here. I haven't gotten no kind of 30 days, 3 days, 1 day notice, none of that.
If you want to look into this, you can do that tomorrow. But within 5 minutes, I'm going to have to ask all parties to leave.
Somebody commented, their comment says, "Anyone who says they had no notice of an eviction is lying. There has to be multiple documented notifications." Yep, that's what I was going to say. And you see how he came to the door. He sounded like Bruce Buffer when he came to the door. He said, "It's time." Because he knows that why are you even still here? I know that you know what the judge told you. And typically what happens before the writ of possession goes into effect is the judge will tell you have this many days to go ahead and get out of the property. If you're not out of the property by this date, then what's happening right here will happen, where they show up to your door and they sound like Bruce Buffer. And they say, "It's time. It's time to go." And so some people think they're going to talk their way out of it. I think that's what she thinks. But this cop, he seems like straight business. Like he does that. This is all he does. He done heard it before, but he understands what he has to do. And ultimately, the cops have to do what the judge say. If the judge sends the cops out, he doesn't have any discretion at that point. He's not acting on his own. He's acting off of a judge's order.
1 day notice, none of that. 30 days, 3 days, 1 day notice, none of that.
If you want to look into this, you can do that tomorrow. But within 5 minutes, I'm going to have to ask all parties to leave. If you do not leave, hold on. If you do not leave, you're going to be considered trespassing.
Okay.
If you're considered trespassing as a criminal offense, I'll put you in jail. So please, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do anything.
You can put me in jail for trespassing when my name is on this phone.
Oh yeah, I already see what we're getting into here. It amazes me, some people's confidence levels. And by confidence levels, I believe she fully believes in her heart of hearts. I believe that she fully believes within her that she is going to literally be able to talk her way out of this by going back and forth with these officers. Because they're being very matter of fact and direct. If you don't do this, then this is what this will be classified as, and then this is what we'll have to do. And so they're not really giving her much wiggle room to talk around it. She's still finding ways to deflect and ultimately use tactics, which shows that she believes that she thinks she will really be able to talk her way out of this, to where they just walk away and say, "You know what? You got a point, ma'am. Have a nice day. Enjoy the rest of your stay at this home." F what the judge said. You're right, ma'am. We're going to put our job on the line because we feel like you're just absolutely right. And we can't argue with that. Yeah, okay. Y'all, before we get back into it, if you could like the video, greatly appreciate it. It really helps out more than you know. And it's only a click. And then also I did start the Clips channel. So I will link it in the pinned comment at the top. So you can click the link in the comments and go subscribe over to the Clips channel. Trying to get it to 4,000 views before February 1st. But let's get back into it.
Hold on. If you do not leave, you're going to be considered trespassing.
Okay.
If you're considered trespassing as a criminal offense, I'll put you in jail. So please, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do anything.
You can put me in jail for trespassing when my name is on this phone.
It's the court.
It's the court.
Right.
Right. I was just wondering.
Don't even splitters get 30 days.
That's what she said plenty of time.
No, I haven't.
Ma'am, I'm saying
We're
you
to
can
the
argue
point,
just
it's
tomorrow.
court
Told you.
ordered to specifically for the sheriff to remove anybody in this house
Right. She told me
right now.
Now, but it's now.
You guys
Yeah, they
only
just
told
gave
her
it to me Friday.
But it's now,
on
man.
Friday.
It's now. It's now.
But
But what I'm saying, before we get in any trouble, before we have to do anything we don't want to do, you can deal with this tomorrow. This is going to be locked up. You can deal with that at the courthouse tomorrow. But as of today, I'm going to ask y'all to please vacate the premises. I'd rather do this civilly.
This ain't civil though.
Ma'am,
When I have
ma'am,
kids
you're
in my
still,
house
and I'm going to have to ask them to leave.
and I own
Ma'am, please.
with all of
Please.
my property in this home.
It's going to be locked. I'm sorry. You can tell the judge that tomorrow. They can make, if that's the case, they'll make arrangements with you to come back over here and get.
This woman's playing real stupid games, and she's about to win a real stupid prize. And I'm gonna be honest, ma'am. Don't cry wolf, and don't try to make this a race thing or a discrimination thing after the fact. These dudes, I'm watching them very closely, from their verbal to their nonverbals. He's saying please. I even see when he's talking, he's putting his hands out like this. These people are trying to be as non-threatening as possible while still being assertive to the fact that they're going to do what you know that they came here to do. And I say you know that what they came here to do because you were already informed what was going to happen by the judge if you showed up to court. So this is no surprise. But ultimately, it is an arduous process to get an eviction to this point. It takes a very long time. It's not easy. It's annoying. It's long. It's frustrating. The only person who's not frustrated in that process is usually you, ma'am, the tenant, because you know you're just buying more and more time. You're getting over, but the clock has struck 12, and ma'am, your time's run out. And so you should have been prepared for this. It doesn't seem like you are. It seems like your preparation was your confidence, or we should probably say arrogance, that you thought, man, if they show up, watch. I done talked my way out of so many things in life. Watch how I talk my way around these folks and how them leaving with their tails tucked between their legs. But she didn't expect them to come how they come. And they coming professional. They're not leaving no room for you to be able to wiggle out of it. But they're also being direct, and they let you know right off the bat what was going to happen and what it is. You're trespassing, ma'am. The tactics are not going to work. You just got to go.
To please vacate the premises. I'd rather do this civilly.
This ain't civil though.
Ma'am,
when I have
ma'am,
kids
you're
in my
still,
house
and I'm going to have to ask them to leave.
and I own
Ma'am, please.
with all of
Please.
my property in this home.
It's going to be locked. I'm sorry. You can tell the judge that tomorrow. They can make, if that's the case, they'll make arrangements with you to come back over here and get your property. But as of today,
Right. The only reason I believe she's up. No, I'm just asking a question. Somebody told her that once she got out there, she wouldn't be able to get back in.
Sure did.
that's the judge. If it's wrong, if that's wrong, the judge will tell you that tomorrow.
But how can a judge?
Ma'am, you're arguing with me. I'm not into
Who's
this.
arguing? You don't know how to have a conversation. Stop saying don't argue with me. I'm not arguing with
But
you.
I'm
I'm
not-
trying to understand what's going on. Nothing.
See, she's well versed in manipulation tactics. She's trying to get him to argue about who's arguing. I saw she was trying to do this early on, but they let her know immediately, yeah, you can take that to the judge. We're not going to be able to do everything. You're going to have to handle it tomorrow, and then we can figure it out. But this is happening. He wasn't leaving much room. She's paying very close attention to anything he says so she can divert it to talking about that. And it's getting so desperate. Now he's like, I'm not going to argue with you. She said, who's arguing? So now she wants him to argue with her about who's arguing. It doesn't get any more ironic than this. And pitiful. Let's see. We still got a lot to go. I'm really baffled by the fact that she thinks she's going to be able to talk around this. If anything, come with humility. Don't, like, this This is just crazy. Ain't nobody gonna work with you and you keep trying to mix their words and manipulate the situation.
The judge will tell you that tomorrow.
But how can a judge?
Ma'am, you're arguing with me. I'm not into this.
Who's arguing? You don't know how to have a conversation. Stop saying don't argue with me. I'm not arguing with you. I'm trying to understand what's going on. Nothing in this paperwork gives me time to remove myself from the premises. It does not have a 30-day. It does not have a 2-day. When he brought me that paperwork, he did not tell me anything. I just got it on Friday.
It says to us, the sheriff's office, from the judge and the clerk of the court.
Which was issued Monday.
This was issued last Friday when we served it to you.
Friday,
when we served it to you. It says you are commanded, talking to us, sheriffs of this county, to remove all persons from the following described property in Baker County and to put the mortgage landlord in possession. Period.
He's not the mortgage landlord, though.
We're putting this company in possession of it.
But they're not the Lord.
It doesn't matter. This is the judge's order. This is the judge's order.
It's a final order with the judge.
We're allowing the 5 minutes.
I'm asking y'all to leave.
Get whatever medication, any cash, any money you may have here, anything you need for tonight.
Y'all is so.
You're going to have to go.
No, ma'am, that is.
Wow, ma'am. So they done already came here and served you. They probably got it on body camera. I would most guarantee they got it on body camera. That's why she ain't arguing with that. They already done came here and served you. Where do you think this is gonna go? This is crazy. You go this long without paying nothing. And then you done been told by the judge, you done been they put the notice on your door before, the cops done came back and served you. And then we get to this point and it's like, no, I'm going to fight with everything I got. But was not fighting to be able to come up with that money, though. Wasn't fighting like this to be able to find a way to take some initiative and come up with this money. Because I can tell you got a lot of energy, ma'am. So why you not working as much as possible? You got they don't got the energy or the time to be going back and forth about this all day long. You could tell she could do this all day, all night, if they allow it. So why you can't go get a job and work all day, all night so you could pay your bills?
This is the judge's order.
It's a final order with the judge.
We're allowing the 5 minutes.
I'm asking y'all to leave.
Get whatever medication, any cash, any money you may have here, anything you need for tonight.
Y'all is so.
You're going to have to go.
No, ma'am, that is far from that.
This is a judge's order.
That's
We're doing just what the judge said.
That's wrong.
I was in the hospital.
This is what'll always happen too. Pay attention. You see what she did? When manipulation doesn't work, the last line of offense is insults or just direct acts of aggression, physical acts of aggression. Now, ultimately, now I'm coming at you personally to where you know it's direct. That's typically what'll happen when everything else doesn't work. The deflection, the shame, the misrepresentation of facts, the acting like you don't understand, the acting like you don't remember, the gaslighting. When all that stuff doesn't work, then we're going to go to insults. So now she's insulting these people. And he's like, no, that's far from us, ma'am. We're just doing what we have to do. Imagine you insulting other people, telling them they ain't ish or whatever. And you the one not paying your stuff. And you got somebody sitting here waiting on pins and needles to get paid who's never going to get paid or who never got paid and probably will never get paid what they're owed. And you've been living for free. And you still feel entitled to live for free even longer.
Any cash, any money you may have here, anything you need for tonight.
Y'all is so.
You're going to have to go.
No, ma'am, that is far from that.
This is a judge's order. We're doing just what the judge said.
That's wrong.
I was in the hospital when they did this in court thing.
I believe they knew she was there.
Like, this is so unfair.
This is something you're going to have to take up in court.
Okay, but I'm going to court, but you guys to remove me from my property.
Today, ma'am, you have to leave within 5 more minutes. That's all I'm going to give you. 5 more minutes.
What about 10? Because she's been here for 5 years.
You talking about what
All
about
of my
10?
belongings are here.
Because I actually thought this was
This
actually a
is what I'm
joke.
going to tell you to do. I'm going to ask you, please go in there, get your clothes, get your money, get whatever the case you may be. You will leave. You and your attorney can go and hit them steps tomorrow at the courthouse at 9 o'clock. You can see
No,
this
he
judge.
won't be available until 1.
Until 1. This is going to be
the judge
locked.
today.
This is going to be locked. This is going to be locked. This is going to be locked up. Nothing's coming in. Nothing's going out. We have plenty of time to do that. So, please, I'm just saying, please.
All right.
And who are you? You with them too?
Yes, ma'am.
So they said the man who owned the property was coming with y'all.
That's who I
The
was.
representatives are right down the road waiting on us to get y'all out so they can change the locks. We're going to clear the house and turn it over to them.
So we can't speak to
And the
him?
judge
All
is
that
turning
company
this
is,
over.
the company that's going to come here, all their job is to do is just changing the locks. They're
I know,
they're
but I
just
wanna
paid by
speak
that
to him
company.
because he can
No,
tell you
about 5 more
guys.
minutes. They're dropping.
Yeah, it's just the locksmith.
All right, then they get you some stuff, girl.
Hello there.
You don't got the person's number? It's like, why you want to see him? It's, you know darn well they just gonna look at you and they just gonna say, you know you ain't been paying me what you supposed to be paying me. You ain't been following the agreement, honoring the agreement. And you've allowed it to go this far. We done been in court. You got me in court over what you owe me. And now I finally done. You've been getting over on the situation for a long time, even through all these court proceedings. Now I done finally got my come up, my just desserts, and now you want to talk to me. Now you want to work with me, and now you want me to do something to help you. It don't work like that. It don't work like that.
Remember I told you guys that like we were given that extension from the landlord or the manager of our apartment complex?
Changing gears here. So the caption says 3-day notice, and her description says, I've been keeping peace, trying to not to let it affect things because that's my dad, but it gets to a point where not everything is my fault. It's my fault for trusting my father. So yeah, there's a 3-day notice eviction, and she's saying what to do after trusting the wrong person. Okay, well let's get the context. Again, y'all, if you could like the video, it really does help more than you know.
Remember I told you guys that like we were given that extension from the landlord or the manager of our apartment complex? So yesterday, my fiance gets home and he sees a note on the door. On the note, it says we have a 3-day notice to pay or quit before the eviction process starts. And just so crazy is like we're finally getting on top of things. We finally were able to land a good job. And I just want to get on here because I'm fucking pissed off. And I don't care. Like, I'm so... The reason we are in this predicament is not because we weren't being responsible, not because we weren't managing our money. It was literally because I trusted somebody that I knew I shouldn't have trusted. Like, the fact that I couldn't trust my own father was crazy. So, the reason... My fiance started working for my dad. My dad does like contract work, so he like does stuff for apartments, like maintenance on apartments, like fixing their just maintenance for apartments and housing and like rental properties and stuff like that. My fiance has been working with him for like the past 5.5, 6 months since we moved back down to my hometown. Which is even the crazy part, this was my dad's idea, which he was the one hyping up how much my fiance could work. I mean, how much money that he could make. So that was the only reason why we took the job opportunity. My dad was the one that helped us get down here, the job and everything. And I should have known from the first month and a half, like the first month we moved down here, I knew that I should, like my fiance should have just went and got a different job right then and there. So all in all, it cost my dad about $1,000 to get us down here and get us into the apartment and get our lights turned on and everything. So obviously we had to pay him back. I'm thinking like any father would, you know, wait until we got back on our feet, wait till we got everything caught up, wait till we were able to buy things that we needed. No, So when he moved us down here, every check that my fiance made, he took literally half of it for a month and a half. Any checks that he didn't take money on, we had to basically beg him not to take money because we had bills to pay. And I should have known right there to stop fucking with that man. Anyways, after another incident happened of him, it was just a lot of stuff. He wouldn't answer the phone for 3 days. He wouldn't give him work. Anytime he was trying to make any more more money than $600, he would never answer him. He would never like show up. He would never. But the thing is, he kept coming to my house and playing in my fucking face, talking about I would never let nothing happen to you, and yeah, you over here for literally. During the time when we were trying to get another job, he was literally paying my fiance $200 a week. And then I called him because I don't know how I'm gonna feed my daughter. I call you and I'm like, we was calling you all day.
Well, that explains. Because my thing is, the whole time when I'm listening, I'm like, y'all look young. All you're talking about is your fiance working. Why can't you work? But now what we find is that she has a child. At least y'all are together. But why couldn't we just take a little bit of extra time to begin with and both work together, build up a substantial savings? It wouldn't take that hard for two people. Y'all could literally live off one income and save the other if it's just y'all two. There's all type of sacrifices you could make. He could work a lot more. You could work a lot more. Then we could bring the child into the world. But it sounds like they moved somewhere with nothing. But she thought that her father would be able to provide some type of safety net to make the transition smooth. He didn't, which is unfortunate. It sucks. But at the same time, honestly, your boyfriend shouldn't have been working one job anyway. Why y'all got a new baby or whatever? You can't work. He should have been down there, and as soon as his feet hit the ground, he should have already been looking for a second job. Ideally, at least 2.5 jobs, 2 jobs and a part-time job, because he got a family and you apparently can't work. So I don't understand how y'all be having kids. How men there be men with their family. Everything's riding on you. You got kids and a wife, a fiance, and you got single dudes out here working harder than you. They just trying to run it up. They just like their lifestyle. You can't even find the motivation from your family. I never understand that. I feel like he should have had urgency to begin with, in my opinion. But ultimately, we also should have been preventative, and we should have waited to probably have kids. Like, if you're going to be fiance, obviously till you're married, but also until you're financially stable.
Because I don't know how I'm gonna feed my daughter. I call you and I'm like, we was calling you all day and you're not answering. He was calling you since this morning. He talking about because he didn't call you at 8 o'clock. Mind you, the entire time that my fiance's been working him, he always wake up at 8 o'clock and call my dad, and my dad doesn't answer him till 10, 11 o'clock. So now he call you closer to 10 o'clock and it's a problem. It makes sense. I let you sit here and lie to my face when I know you're lying, but I've been trying to give you the benefit of the doubt because you're my dad. And then you had the nerve to come to my house the last time when he had finally landed this job. We just needed a few more jobs for him, just a little bit of work. He said he came to my house when I had got upset about us not having money. He came to my house and he told me to my face that I put y'all in this predicament on purpose so that y'all would learn a lesson. My father said that to me. I'm not able to feed my child because you're trying to teach me a lesson. What lesson is there to be taught? A lesson that I don't need to fuck with you? You sat there, you said that to my face, and then you said, and now I'm going to show you how to get out of it, and we're not out of it. You didn't pay us that last time, which would have covered our backed up rent. We would have been able to pay on our current rent. You don't know how much rage I have because when everybody is against that man, I still stand beside him. And then he have the nerve to be mad at me all the time, talking about you don't call and check in with you only call when you need something. when everybody else is standing against you and everybody else told me not to fucking trust your ass, and I did because you're my fucking father, and then you do this shit. So I called him yesterday, told him what was going on. He did answer my calls. We called him for hours. I've been calling him this morning, he hasn't answered. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
That sucks. That's sad, man. Sounds like her father's a real piece of work. But here's what I'll say. I mean, you're pretty much at that point to where you've already created your own family. You're grown. You've made grown decisions. You know, you've got a fiance. You've got a child. So this should be a pretty easy separation anyway. If it was already said, don't F with him, and then he did that, because I would say that's something crazy to say, to put your daughter and your granddaughter or grandchild in a position like this on purpose. If that's what he said, I think that's insane. To teach a lesson. What type of lesson? Because don't forget, the core of this is apparently she got a 3-day notice, which they could probably overcome. They're just going to have to come up with all the money, which I definitely think is possible if her boyfriend starts moving the way he needs to move. He kind of looks a little lazy, though. I'm not going to lie. Her boyfriend's white. He looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. So that doesn't give me too much faith. But yeah, I think it's still possible to overcome it. But then what you also learn in that process is ultimately y'all are already a family, a grown family with kids. Like, you got to be responsible for your situation. So it's no more dependent on people to move you down somewhere and you're trusting their way for your family. Again, her husband doesn't look like the most capable man in the world, but he's going to have to start building on his leadership abilities. What you mean you got a fiance and your dad is making power moves about what y'all family is going to do and y'all going to migrate over here? Why isn't your fiance deciding the direction that the family's going to go and you trust that because he's capable? Why is your dad still making decisions and y'all are a whole family? So that's where you went wrong right away, right off the bat, in my opinion. And so that's the biggest lesson to learn. Listen, you're going to have to discern your decisions for yourself. You're going to have to make the best choices for you all's life and you all's future. And you've made grown permanent decisions. So you're no longer going to be able to outsource guidance like this. You're going to have to start figuring it out on your own.
But I'm done. If I get out of this, I swear I'm done. I'm tired. Oh my God. And this, it pisses me off because I don't want my character to feel like I don't pay my shit or we don't do our shit. Like, we literally didn't have the means because the person who was supposed to be paying us, the person we were working for, was paying us less than $1,000 a month, dude. And then I get mad at him about it, and I'm confronting him about it, and he had the nerve to blow up at me and call me, tell me I'm always trying to be the victim. I'm literally about to get put out. What do you mean? Because of you, my own fucking father, dude. Even if we made decisions like we decided to eat $20 takeout or whatever, eating $20 does not occur. Even if we spent $100 the entire month eating food out, we still should be able to pay our fucking rent.
Do you have any other family in the area? I say this to say because you may need to have your little one stay with people. The little one's not that little, now that I went and saw, unless they got multiple kids. You may have to have them stay with another family member sometimes, and you work at least part-time. But ultimately, his urgency, how you went a whole month only getting $200 a week or whatever, and that didn't flag that you need to hurry up and find another job, and I ain't trusting this. You give me $200 one week, I can't take the risk of getting that again. A whole week, and that's all I got. $20 a day? Nah. This is an emergency. I got to figure something out. I got to make something shake. That's what he should have did, in my opinion. But like I said, he should have already been coming down there with the intentions of not just living off one person's little side gigs or whatever, you should have been trying to get a real job. And it sounds like the father's job is more flexible, where you can kind of have an option on whether you want to work it. And so that could have been extra income. And then the relationship could have still been intact, whatever, maybe not. We'll leave it there for the day, though. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I am a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels, so that's why. But if you come across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days, and hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So it's usually best practice, if you want to hype, to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot on a newer video. And then also, if you want to become a member of the channel as well, the join button's on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments, where it will show people that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content and also exclusive content that's not available for everyone else on YouTube. So again, if you want to become a member, join button's on the video. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.